Now, celebs like Myleene Klass and Notebook actress Rachel McAdams have been praised by some for normalising the process of pumping breast milk in public, and also criticised by others who say they are simply attention-seeking. Now, we have talked about how important it is to remove the stigma of breastfeeding in public, but does the same apply to breast pumping in front of others, Stacey? I mean, how do you feel about this? Is it something you feel comfortable doing yourself?
I read the article about all of the girls, and there was a little bit in there about me and pumping and how it was attention-seeking, and it's disheartening, I think, because you know, people aren't taking these pictures, well, I certainly weren't, to say, oh, look how sexy I am, surrounded by a Lego with a breast pump in my bra. It's more, I think, when you're in the thick of it and when you're trying to feed your child, and I don't think it's easy for lots of women. I think women really struggle to breastfeed, and when you're in the thick of it, you are so emotive about it, and doing things like that and asking questions and saying, oh my gosh, I've pumped for 2 hours and I've got literally 10 meals of milk. You're saving grace at times because you're not sleeping, and if your baby isn't putting on weight and you are, or you feel like you are failing to feed and all you've got is the pump, being open about it and having conversations with people is what gets you through. And I find it really disheartening when people drag you down and make you feel like you're doing it for any other reason other than a connection with people on something that's really very difficult. I don't have anything against any woman who wants to pump in public. I don't think anybody realises what's behind it. Some people pump just to have a night off and a break, which I think is well blooming deserved at that point. But some people have to do it. Some people's babies are intolerant to milk. Some people's babies, they want to breastfeed so badly, but it's not working and they have to pump, or they're tongue-tied. You know, there's so many reasons why you might be pumping. So to sit there and judge these women who are clearly can be going through hell and back just to feed their baby and to try and be the mother that they want to be, I just think is cruel. I find it really cruel.
I have to be honest, you know, I wouldn't be comfortable doing that in public, but I so applaud you, and I applaud Myleene Klass and everyone else who's doing that, because I hope that my daughter will feel comfortable. You know, I'm of an age that, I mean, I did try and breastfeed, I did struggle. Exactly as you have said. Here's one of my children I did breastfeed about to come into the room, actually. Go away, we're live on television, child. You know, and I did it, but I didn't feel comfortable because I'm of an age that, you know, it just wasn't the normal thing to do. So my head and my heart were telling me two different things. But I love the fact that we are moving on. I love the fact that you can speak so openly about it. I love the fact that these girls have got the chutzpah to say, come on, it's natural, what's wrong with it? And hopefully the next stage will be that they don't have to do that. They don't have to be so out there, because we will have accepted that it's a very, very natural part of having a child and nurturing a child. So I applaud you. I really do.
You know what, as well, looking at Rachel McAdams in that photo, if I had that much milk, I would be taking pictures of myself everywhere. I'd be showing that off for the world to see. I had dust coming out of mine.
Oh, I remember once I was in a cafe and I was breastfeeding. I think it was Regan at the time. And I'm with the girls. I'm totally with them in terms of like outing it. I think it's a really positive thing. But I would always cover my modesty, so I'd always have like a linen cloth over the top of my breastfeeding. So there was nothing showing. You just saw baby in position. And I was, you know, sitting having a cup of tea, and somebody said, you know, the owner came over and said, we've had complaints. Can you leave? And I was like, no, I will not leave.
Really?
I said, you can't see anything.
How many years ago then, roughly?
This was, I see, Regan, so it's got to be 7 years ago.
So it's not long ago.
Not that long, but like, yeah. And so she was like, I'm really sorry, we've had complaints, can you leave? And I was like, no, I will not leave. You can't see anything. I was like, there's nothing to see. I've got a linen cloth over the top of baby. You can't even see my breast or anything.
If you could.
So, like, I was like, no, I'm so sorry. If they've got a problem, I said, as the owner, you should ask them to leave, not me. I just
understand, like, I look at my dad sometimes and I think when I was breastfeeding, he would always be like, oh, yeah, so what's happening? And look around. And it's not because he's ashamed of it or embarrassed by it, and he would never, ever in a million years ask me to cover up. He thinks it's wonderful, you know, he's so supportive. But I think sometimes people can be shy to it and not know what to do, and I totally appreciate that. I do. I don't think everyone is, and even as women, we're not all as comfortable as to get our boobs out anywhere,
No,
and that's
I'm not.
okay. I think it's just that stigma that women are breastfeeding and openly breastfeeding or openly pumping just for attention or just to show off.
The people that are writing these things online, back to Myleene Klass and Rachel McAdams or whoever else, I wonder if they were to sit in a cafe or restaurant and watch them breastfeeding, would they have the guts to get up and speak to them face to face and say, oh, I'm not happy about that? I think it's, unfortunately, it's back to the social media thing where there is anonymity and people feel you can sort of say what you want.
An article.
And it just makes it very, very difficult.
Yeah. Have they got a silencer on these new modern pumps, Stacey? Because it's a heck of a noise, isn't it?
Oh, that sound that's like...
That's true.
I had ones that were really quiet that went in your bra in the end, so you can just wear them around the house. At first, I didn't
Come
have
on,
the
let's
pump.
put it that way.
Got better.